everyone, this is Matthew Sharp from the First Four Figures Official Collectors Club, and today we're going to be unboxing Fighter Kirby exclusive. We'll do some measurements of the shipper box, break it open, and hopefully not find any actual break-in parts. So let's first take a look at the shipper box itself. As you can see, in regards to the shipper box, it's actually not as big as some of the other ones that I've received before. This one in particular is more taller than it is wider. The box itself, as you can see, contains the First Four Figures logo, the product name, how many pieces are inside it, as well as the weight. For us standard folks, the 3.3 kilograms of the product itself is roughly about 7.3 pounds. The gross weight, including the packaging, comes in at about 12.8 pounds. The product number, First Four Addy Perk, as you can see, has a special name on it, and the SKU number. So let's take a moment. You can see it's been red taped already, which means that someone has already gone through. But let's start by taking measurements of the shipper itself, because a lot of people do store the shipping boxes for future movements and just for protection. So overall, the box itself is about 14 by 25 and a half by 14. So that should give you a pretty good idea of what type of storage space you're going to need if you want to keep this box. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to open it up. Now, I always set mine on the side so that I can slide the shipper, or the art box out, without having to turn it upside down or rattle it around too much. So I'm going to take my little razor here and I'm going to make a cut along the seam of the box. And let's see what we have. Alright, so inside the box, first thing we're going to notice is that the product art box is wrapped in plastic. And we have these corner bumpers. Corner bumpers prevent the art box from being damaged should the shipper box be thrown around, if FedEx throws it at your door or something like that, which they are known to do. So I'm going to remove the bumpers. Put it back on its side, and let's slide this out here. Set the shipper to the side. Now, in the bottom of the shipper box, you also have an additional 4 corner bumpers to keep the bottom of the package safe as well. So, as you can see, First Four Figures has their art print, or their picture of the statue on the front of the box. Indicates the type it is, the exclusive edition Fighter Kirby. Get some additional pictures on the sides, and you also get a description of the package, which includes your product number down here. As you can see, the product number on this is actually a label that is stuck to it. It is not in marker, like I believe the base probably does. And then you have some more art stuff on the side there. Alright, so let's get into the box itself. You can see at the top here we have this tab. Looks like we got a little bit of stuck tape there. A little bit of crushing on the box, probably from packaging. No big deal. Alright, so, tab. So we're going to pop this tab, like so, and lift the box. As you can see, the art goes to the flaps of the art box as well. That's pretty cool. First thing we'll see is a flyer from First Four Figures. Let's see, this flyer see if I can get some better light here. Gives you the official Collectors Club link, or excuse me, the logo for the Facebook page, YouTube page, all things first four figures at the bottom there. Alright. And on the back, they give you simple directions on how to authenticate your statue. Which, if you've been around the club, there is also a video where I walk you through authentication as well that you can search out or ping me and I can direct you to it. Alright, back to the statue itself. Let's see what is inside the box once I make some room here. Alright, so the other thing in the top of the box that I see is my first four figure day one sticker. I'm not sure if you can see that from there. It's a nice little holographic sticker, very, very cool. I'm not sure if it's going to focus there, but that's at the top. Haven't quite decided what I'm going to do with my sticker yet. Maybe it'll go on my laptop with the rest of my stuff. So, the Styrofoam, oh this is nice. On the very top of the Styrofoam, you have handles to actually pull it out of the box. So, I'm going to place this in a chair here. I'm going to lift it out ever so carefully. I'm going to shake it out. I think that's a Taylor Swift song, isn't it? So, it's out of the box. As you can see, the Styrofoam is taped together. And on your Styrofoam, there should also be a QC sticker, which indicates who on the line actually checked the statue out before it got packaged. The Styrofoam itself has a Kirby picture on it. On the back side, again, first four figures, Kirby Fighter, or excuse me, Fighter Kirby. It says Kirby down here. And I have my Day 1 Edition card, as well as my authentication card. So I'm going to remove these. Let's see, my authenticity card simply has my authentication number on it, as well as the picture of the statue from the box. Of course, the other is the Day 1 signature card signed by Mr. Alex Davis. It's got a gold hollow foil star on it with a gold Fighter Kirby exclusive edition. And it says Day 1 up here in the corner. Back simply just has the star background. Good stuff. Alright, I'm going to set these to the side for now. And let's get to the box itself. I'm going to take my razor and I'm going to gently and carefully slice along the tape. Be sure that if you're using a knife that you don't go too deep because you don't want to damage the statue itself by slicing it. As you can see when I was pulling it out of the box that the tape holds it together fairly well. Alright. Styrofoam has been disconnected. Now, let's open this bad boy up. On the inside, we have several small compartments that are holding the various pieces of Fighter Kirby. As you can see, we got Kirby, the base, what I assume is the flame kicking portion, and his bandana. So we're going to set the Styrofoam aside, and we're going to start assembling. First step is going to be the base. The base is going to come out of the packaging and removed from the wrap. You'll see that the base has a peg slot where Kirby's going to stand. It's got a nice wood grain texture to it. Nicely painted, good details. The bottom of it, got the product name, product number again, how many are licensed, and you also have the battery slot, which means that there is a battery in the packaging somewhere. So, all my pegs look good. Got a plastic bottom on the resin. I'm going to inspect it for any damage, which for me, I do not see any on that piece. You'll notice on the base you also have the push button as well as the USB charging port, which appears to be micro USB. So, right there on top I have a very odd looking battery. This battery does not have a nod or a node or whatever you want to call it on one end. Very important, because if you put this battery in wrong, this battery can cause damage to your statue. So on the battery itself, there is a positive side and a negative side. Make sure that when you are putting this in your base, that it matches appropriately. In the base, the positive side appears to be to the right as you're looking at it. So I am going to get my battery in, nice and firm. Close that back up. Set it back down. The button's going to be to the back of the statue, so I'm going to have this facing you all. Next up is going to be, I believe, Kirby. So we're going to pull Kirby out here. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to inspect Kirby for damage. It's got a really nice paint job on it. It's smooth, even. I don't see any markings or anything on it. You can see the peg hole here for the flame. There is a little bit of a rattle inside. This is likely caused due to the production, because they spin these in order to get a coating, and sometimes when you get a little droplet in there, it'll harden in there and you get this rattling sound. So usually nothing to worry about. The bases are notorious for doing that. A lot of people with Nightmare mention that a lot for the first time. The eyes have a nice black-blue gloss going over them. And overall, I don't see anything wrong with this piece. So, I am going to say Kirby actually does not go directly on the base. Interesting. I'm going to put him back down here just for a moment. And I'm going to take out the next piece, which is the flame part. And the flame appears to be the key to everything. So, this is the flame piece. It's painted in a nice gloss paint. Good detailing on the flame. Looks really nice. Nice gradient. A couple of imperfections in the paint, but I'm not too worried about that on mine. There's no actual chips. Everything appears even. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is I am going to connect Kirby to the base. You'll have a peg here, and you have a peg on his foot. You're going to want to line up that peg to slide in like that. So as you can see, Kirby is kicking this flaming whatever at you. You'll also have an indent in Kirby's foot that slides right on top of the flame to help give it a little bit of extra support on the back end there. Simply slot it into the base. You may have to give it a little bit of pressure or rock it. Mine seems to be seated nicely. Everything feels secure, so I'm going to go on to the next piece, which is Kirby's bandana. Kirby's bandana has a metal rod in it, so I assume that's going to just slot in just like the rest of it. Move that up just a such. As you can see on the back of his head, you've got a little slot here. We're going to take the bandana and we're just going to simply slot it in like that. It's a good fit. The statue wobbles a little on the base, but it's nothing that I'm too concerned about. Everything together looks good. Now, I don't know if he will light up right off the bat, but in the box you should also have a USB charging cord. You will not have a wall adapter that comes with it, or at least mine doesn't. So I'm going to plug it into my computer and I'm going to hope for the best here. So this is a micro USB. If there's anything I know about any of this stuff is USB. Open that up. It's wrapped on a nice little form, whatever that is. Now, micro USB only plugs in one way. If it is not fitting one way, be sure that it's going the right way, because you will damage the plug. So, Kirby is plugged in. Note that the plug may not go all the way in. This is just a USB thing. I don't know if the camera will pick that up, but you'll notice that the USB has a little bit of space here. That's absolutely normal. You'll also notice a charge light at the top, and of course the button over here. So once you have the USB plugged in on one side, you just take it to a power source here. Let's get it looking and plug it in. Alright, success. So it's plugged in. Now, you'll notice that the charging light has turned a red-orange color. Once it's charged, I believe it changes color, but don't quote me on that. So we're going to hit the button here, and we're going to see if Kirby comes to life. So go for the button. Boom! Look at that. Lights up, no problem, first try. So your battery does not have to be fully charged in order for it to light up. Make sure your battery is put in properly. If not, double check the positive-negative connection and go with that, and switch it up if you need to. So, as you can see, it's got a great lighting effect. It's going to make for a great night presentation. This camera doesn't pick it up too well. Hopefully I can get some shots later tonight with a more appropriate camera. But the purpose of this was an unboxing to show you exactly how it should look in your box once you get it out. Alright, well, that's my first unboxing. I hope to be able to bring y'all some more in the future when I start getting things, or maybe a couple of reviews for some of the older device, or the older products that they offered. So in all, hope you've enjoyed, and I will see you around the club.